main feature of this mod is the spellcasting system, and the way a player would cast a spell is by using a wand to open a grid in front of them and draw a pattern in the air. This pattern matches to a spell, and if the player gets the pattern right, then the spell turns a nice color and the spell begins to cast. A player has numerous wands to choose from, and the wands have different properties that determine how easy it is to cast a spell, as well as what level of spell the wand can cast. The power of a spell is loosely tied to the size of the grid required to cast it. Some patterns are larger than others, and some wands produce larger grids. But there's a more in-depth leveling system that allows lower-level players to attempt to cast higher-level spells with a chance of failure. In addition to the requirement of drawing the spell pattern, some spells also must be supplied with a material component which is held in the offhand and then consumed by the spell when it is successfully cast. There are two forms of energy in this mod. One of them is mana, which regenerates and drains slowly, and the other one is zeal, which does so quickly. Depending on the type of spell you cast, either your mana or your zeal will be drained. As your mana and zeal drain further and further, you are subject to worse and worse effects. And once one of these sources of energy is empty, further attempts to drain it drain from your health instead, ultimately resulting in some undesirable consequences. Some effects can be layered on top of each other, but there are downsides to doing so. The visual effect system I built for these spells is flexible and widely applicable, which lets me put a small amount of effort into making flashy fanciness like this. All visuals are synced to other clients and are dedicated server-friendly, which is why you can watch all of these spells from the third-person view in the bottom right-hand corner. Another aspect of the mod is the gas system. These gases can be placed by hand or dispenser, and expand rapidly from a central point before slowing their propagation and disappearing. Their flow is recursively generated, and can easily be modified to behave differently. The placement and removal of blocks is done by a central scheduling system, which removes the need for an excessive number of tile entities and keeps them relatively lagless. The recursive spreading algorithm allows them to dynamically fill tunnels and rough terrain, and the arrangement is designed to be usable in non-destructive combat between friends. The algorithm is more likely to place a block when few have been placed, and the chance of a new placement attempt being successful becomes 0 when the total number placed exceeds a given maximum that determines the size of the cloud. This allows the gases to successfully spread through constrained areas before exploding from leakage points, which is very visually appealing. The different gases have different effects, including darkness, slowness, suffocation, webbing, and this one, which is levitation, and can give rogue creeper herds a rather bad day. Thank you for taking the time to watch this demonstration video.